Flag News Update. The Grand Forks Police Department has identified the man found dead at a residence in the 1200 block of North 39th Street Tuesday morning. Authorities say a 67-year-old Douglas Elgert was the man found in what they're now being announced as a homicide investigation. Officers also say 39-year-old Kindi Jallo was arrested and charged with tampering with evidence from the scene, but is not facing murder charges. Officials add the incident does not appear to be random and there is no current danger to the public. A newly released report shows the Bank of North Dakota has record amounts of assets.
The nation's only state-owned bank released its annual report this week showing a record $10 billion in total assets for 2021. The bank recorded over $144 million in profits last year. President and CEO of the bank attributes the record assets to the state's $1 billion of federal rescue plan aid and an additional $1 billion in tax revenue and earnings from the legacy fund oil tax savings. Last year's profits rose about 2% from 2020. I'm Kyle Cornell, WDAY News First.
The Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport is preparing for a travel surge over Memorial Day weekend. MSP expects passenger volumes to begin increasing today, with 29,000 people predicted to go through security. Metropolitan Airport Commission CEO Brian Risks says the airport is seeing about 82% of the pre-pandemic travel levels. The holiday weekend marks the unofficial start of the summer vacation season. This is Ty Schonert with The Flag at AM 1100 theflag.com. First with the news when you need to know.
With warmer weather around the corner, now is the time to get your place ready for summer, and Broughton Cabinets is here to help. Broughton Cabinets has a dedicated team of full-time designers with over 40 years experience. Whether you're building your dream home or remodeling and need to update your cabinets, no matter the design or budget, Broughton Cabinets will make your vision a reality, all while keeping your family in mind. Stop by our showroom on the I-29 frontage road next to Fleet Farm or visit online at broughtoncabinets.com.
The facts are changing in Texas. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The State Department of Public Safety says there is much more to learn from the multiple agencies that responded to the massacre at Robb Elementary School Tuesday. And some of the original information is now contradicted.
Keep in mind, yesterday, Texas DPS had reported there was a school officer, there was an exchange of gunfire, that the officer had been injured, and that as a result of that shootout, the suspect had actually dropped a bag of ammunition that he wasn't able to bring into the school. That was a highlight, that there was just no confrontation whatsoever. He essentially just waltzed into the school through an open door.
Fox's Bill Malugin in Uvalde, where that door is one of many things still under investigation. Officials also say after crashing his grandmother's truck, the gunman fired multiple times on his way over to the school building.
They're saying at 11:40, he walks into the school, starts shooting, and almost all of the killings are within the first few minutes of the shooting. 11:44, 4 minutes after that, is when the first local police officers make entry into the school. They are shot at, they are injured, they pull out. They call for backup.
The gunman was killed about an hour later. The family of a teacher who was killed says her husband has also died of an apparent heart attack. Oklahoma's Republican governor signs a transgender bathroom limit.
Governor Stitt cited safety and protection in signing the bill, easily passed by the state's Republican House and Senate. Schools that don't follow the law could face a reduction in state funding, which, depending on district size, could cost millions of dollars. The American Civil Liberties Union, along with groups that support LGBTQ rights, called the measure unconstitutional and a violation of Title IX of the Civil Rights Act, which prohibits sex and gender discrimination within education programs.
Fox's Gernal Scott, that bill limits bathroom use to birth gender. America is listening to Fox News.
If you have certain chronic conditions, such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older, 52,
36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
Partly cloudy for this evening with a slight chance for an isolated shower tonight. Otherwise, skies remain partly cloudy to mostly clear across the area. We'll drop down to a low near 50 degrees with a south wind around 5 to 10. The wind does pick up a touch for your Friday around 5 to 15 out of the south. We'll have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds late in the day. High temperature near 80 with a chance for some scattered showers overnight. From the Skywatch Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Justin Storm.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the North Dakota Army National Guard. Aired by the North Dakota Broadcasters Association at this station.
One more time, got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate.
The Chris Berg Show, where faith and freedom reign.
One more time.
Whatever you're doing right now, I'm going to ask you to stop. Cut the music. Whatever you're doing right now, I'm going to ask you to stop. I need you to take a moment, because what I'm going to share with you in today's opening monologue from the press conference from the Department of Public Safety from Texas earlier today. I need you to stop what you're doing, listen to what was communicated about the shooting that happened earlier this week at the elementary school. And then before I even get into that, I'm going to give you a moment to text or call everybody you know and tell them to go to chrisbergshow.com so they can watch this show. All you need to do is text everybody you know, and this is not hyperbole. What you're about to hear from the Texas Department of Public Safety about what took place during this shooting is so jaw-dropping. Everybody that you know needs to hear it. So please text everybody you know, call them, and tell them to go to chrisbergshow.com. They can watch the show live there. That is how stunning this press conference was, at least in my mind, and the people that I've talked to, shocked by what was communicated when you think about 19 second, third, and fourth graders gunned down with zero defense. So I'm going to give you a moment to do that. As I say, welcome to the Chris Berg Show, your daily dose of truth to help set you free. Speaking of freedom, again, we are going to free your mind today with some of the things that we're going to share with you, communicate with you about what happened down in down in Texas, so that you can get an idea of what is, just let's say what's being said. I'm going to let you put the puzzle pieces together. I will drop the Easter eggs. I will drop the breadcrumbs. You're smart enough to start to put some pieces together. We're coming to you live from the PetroServe USA studio, helping you and America fuel better. So let me ask you, let's just start with one quick question here. How do you think this gunman got into the school? How did the gunman get into the school? You're about to find out from the press conference. Shocking. The other thing is that if you listen to the show, if you just even listen to AM 1100 The Flag, we love our blue, right? We love and honor our law enforcement here. And so what I'm going to share with you, I've never been trained in police tactics. I've never been trained in police strategies. I've never been trained when police confront an active shooter, what is the appropriate tactics and strategy to execute? So I don't know any of that, right? All I know are human instincts. That much I do know. And so I want you to keep that in mind, that I would like to believe that my instincts are good enough, trained enough, that if I'm somewhere and I know that there are second, third, and fourth graders, or really anybody for that matter, but specifically second, third, and fourth graders that are being shot down by a gunman, my instincts are going to override anything, and I'm going to go running towards the action and try to save second, third, and fourth graders. I don't know if I would do that. I've never been in a situation. I pray that I would have the courage and strength to do that. So keep that in mind. I'm going to share some information with you here, and then I'm going to play some clips from the presser from earlier today. And again, please call, text everybody you know, because I'm assuming that you don't sit around and watch these press conferences like I get a chance to do. You need to hear what was communicated in Texas earlier today. So 11:28 a.m. is when the shooter shoots his grandmother. His grandmother now still alive, according to the Department of Public Safety down in Texas. 11:40 a.m. is when he walks into the school. So he walks into the school at 11:40 a.m. These times and this timeline, very, very important for what I'm about to play for you. So 11:40 a.m., shooter walks into the school. At 11:44 a.m., so 4 minutes later, is when the cops get to the school. That's when the cops, law enforcement, get to the school. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play for you a clip from the Department of Public Safety of South Texas Regional Director Victor Escalin. He's the gentleman that ran the press conference from earlier today. So again, 11:40 a.m. There's obviously been 911 calls already. You're in a small town. 11:40 a.m. Shooter walks into the school. We'll get to how he got into the school later, which is going to just absolutely shock you. Then 11:44. So 4 minutes later, the cops show up at the school. Here's what was said today at the press conference.
Officers are there. The initial officers, they receive gunfire. They don't make entry initially because of the gunfire they're receiving. But we
don't enter initially because of the gunfire they're receiving. Okay, again, I'm not trained in police tactics, police strategy. I don't know. All I know is that there's second, third, fourth graders being shot at.
have officers calling for additional resources. Everybody that's in the area, tactical teams. We need equipment. We need specialty equipment. We need body armor. We need precision riflemen, negotiators. So during that time that they're making those calls to bring in help to solve this problem and stop it immediately, they're also evacuating personnel, not say personnel, students, teachers. There's a lot going on, a lot complex situation. They're measuring. Approximately an hour later.
Approximately an hour later. I need to repeat that just so you understand. Cops show up at 11:44, 4 minutes after the shooter walks into the school. They do not enter the school because of oncoming fire. Approximately an hour later.
U.S. Border Patrol tactical teams arrive. They make entry, shoot and kill the suspect. But you also had a Uvalde County deputy.
I just need you to digest what you just heard. You're a parent. Your 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old is in a school. Rounds are being fired off. Cops show up. And approximately an hour later, Border Patrol goes in with the command to shoot and kill. On top of it, the Wall Street Journal, so this isn't just some random media source. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that one mother sprinted, and I'm quoting here from an article, the one mother sprinted into the school to get her kids over objections from law enforcement. Angeli Jose Gomez drove 40 miles to the school upon hearing of the shooting, and she arrived, said the police were doing nothing, quote unquote. Quote, they were just standing outside the fence. They weren't going in there or running anywhere. End of quote. Gomez says she was the only one. She was one of several parents at the school demanding that officers stop waiting around and go into the school. It was then that, quote unquote, federal marshals approached her. So here's a mom. Her kid is in the school while a person is firing rounds inside the school. The cops are outside and not running into the school. The mom wants to run into the school. She's denied. And that is when federal marshals, and I'm quoting here, approached her and put her in handcuffs, the Journal reports. Is that where we're at as a nation? Again, I'm not trained in police tactics, not trained in police strategy. I have heard people suggest you don't know. Maybe there's IEDs in the school. You don't know what kind of traps are set up. You don't know what else is going on there. I 100% appreciate and understand that. And it's second, third, and fourth graders. The piece goes on to say the Wall Street Journal reported, I want to repeat this other part too. So then the marshals told her she was being arrested for intervening in an active investigation. Gomez was able to convince local law enforcement to free her, but she said she also saw, and again, this is hearsay from her, this is what the Wall Street Journal reported, she also saw a father pepper sprayed, another tackled and thrown to the ground by law enforcement as he tried to go to the school. A dad, not a cop, a dad is running into the school. And what do the cops do? Not, hey, dude, here's a firearm. Let's go. Cover me, right? No, they tackle him as he tries to go into the school. And on top of it, his 10-year-old daughter massacred in the slaughter, is what the article says. If there's any way, super producer Chris Larson, that you can get Angeli Jose Gomez on our show, please do so. Because let me share with you what the mom did. Okay? Because how many times have we said on the show, and when Charlie Kirk was in town, I said, guys, I don't know what we're doing, if we're playing games or watching games, but the women are out there on the front lines protesting the masks, doing what they need to do to stop the shots. The mama bears are out. The mama bears are out. So once freed from the cuffs, Mama Gomez, Mama Bear, moved away from the crowd, broke into a run, jumped the fence, ran inside to rescue her children. She sprinted out of the school with them, the Journal reports, while another dad was tackled by law enforcement, his 10-year-old daughter he will never see alive again. Oh, and by the way, because I want to hit something else in the next segment, the school, what is it? Robb Elementary, I believe. This particular school had an AI, artificial intelligence program that was monitoring all the students' social media sites. In case you missed yesterday's show, remember what I played for you? The governor of New York, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Yeah. These social media companies, they need to be more accountable. We can know what's going on here. We need to get into Minority Report so we can have precogs preventively determine what could possibly happen as we run algorithms, AI systems over people's communication, determine if they're going to go out there and do something bad or not. Let's use AI while we have law enforcement. Again, I don't know their tactics. I love law enforcement. While they sit outside of a school of second, third, and fourth graders for nearly an hour and tackle parents, according to the Wall Street Journal, that want to go rescue their kids. When we come back, again, please encourage your friends and family to tune into the show. You can do so by asking them to go to chrisbergshow.com. Again, chrisbergshow.com. Can we just say God bless Mama Gomez? I mean, when we come back, how did this person get into the school in the first place? It's jaw-dropping. If you want to email the show, please do so. It's studio@chrisbergshow.com. Again, studio@chrisbergshow.com. I want to say thank you very much to Red Wing Shoes for sponsoring our studio email inbox. You can find out more at redwingshoes.com. You get redwingshoes.com or simply go to 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Say hi to Teresa, and she will customize your boot for your foot. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Kevin Piper with Piper's Auction Company. Piper's upcoming May auctions include 476 acres.
Your farm and business depends on a reliable source for energy. PetroServe USA is the customer-owned co-op committed to being a stable source of fuel for your equipment and propane to dry your grain. We have the capacity to make sure you never run out of fuel and to keep prices stable. Dependability, competitive prices, and exemplary service. That's PetroServe USA, helping America fuel better.
PetroServe USA.
Call today.
Proud to announce that in addition to the renowned hyperbaric oxygen treatment, they now have added the Hocket Ozone Sauna, developed for a single purpose, strategic wellness and vitality. The Hocket Ozone Sauna uses a combination of treatments to help detox the body, improve circulation, boost energy, and strengthen the immune system. It can reduce pain, swelling, and inflammation, increasing the body's immune efficiency, increasing metabolism, improving stiff, aching joints and muscles, and many more benefits using this pocket technology of ozone treatment in combination with others, all in one as you relax in a sauna-like setting. Call for an appointment today. Your first 30-minute treatment is free. Feel great, look great, be great. Why wait? It's here. Now it's Swanson Hyperbaric Clinic. Call 701-929-3930. 701-929-3930 or visit swansonhyperbarics.com.
Isn't it great when you get credit for what you've done? When you choose the University of Mary to earn or finish your degree, our team examines your prior work experience and accomplishments that can be counted as college credits. We'll also add any transfer credits, plus encourage you to test out of courses where you are already proficient. With an entire University of Mary team working for you, you can do this. Discover the best path to your degree at online.umary.edu/discover more.
You can always count on Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. Always crisp, always easy drinking, always just right. The perfect balance of flavor and refreshment since 1903. Welcome to the High Life. 2019 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Celebrate responsibly.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Nothing says I love you like a new pair of shoes.
Hi, Teresa here from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. Whether or not the father in your life needs new footwear, why not buy him a gift certificate to Red Wing Shoes? No matter the size of his foot or the demand of his job, Red Wing shoes are strong, they're durable, they provide comfort and stability.
Just like our dad.
Stop in and see it for yourself at 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Red Wing Shoes for ultimate durability.
You just ain't seen nothing yet. I hate to say that to you, and we've been talking about it now for really several months here on the Chris Berg Show, that if you think things are not so now, and I've been telling you now, just wait till this summer. I said specifically you get into end of July, August, especially September, have your head on a swivel. And I say that from my heart. Just be alert, be sound-minded, and don't let the media tactics put you in a state where they want you to be fearful, angry. Don't allow them to control you. I know it's not easy. I'm just asking you, don't allow them to do it. We're coming to you live from the PetroServe USA studio, helping you and America fuel better. As you're out driving around, please stop into your local PetroServe USA to grab some delicious goodies and some, I almost said delicious gas, some delicious gas and some goodies. So to grab some gas and some delicious goodies is the right way to say that. We don't want anybody around siphoning or let's just put gas in your car. All right. Okay. So if you're just joining us, we've been talking about the press conference earlier today down in Texas. Department of Public Safety put it on. Absolutely just jaw-dropping information being revealed. And the gentleman that did the presser just sort of says it like, yeah, you know what? We had guys show up. They sat outside the school for an hour because they were taking fire. Again, I have no idea what the police strategy is if you show up somewhere and you're taking gunfire. I get it. I'm sure you're trained to, hey, protect yourself. There could be other ploys, and you just want to believe that instincts like Mrs. Gomez, Mama Gomez, I'm going to call her, like Mama Gomez, you just want to believe that human instincts are going to go, wait, those are second, third, and fourth graders in this place. I got to go in. I got to go in. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm law enforcement. I'm the blue. Didn't happen. Now, the other question you want to ask yourself is, okay, so think about schools these days. Most schools, you've got to go through like one particular entrance. You got to sign in. I mean, it's not easy to get into schools these days, especially if you don't have anybody there that you know, right? So here is, again, this law enforcement officer that ran the press conference. Which, by the way, this is really important, in my opinion. Like, when you understand communication, nothing happens by accident. So this law enforcement officer does about a 10-minute presser, 10 and a half minute presser. And then the very end is like, okay, let me take some questions. And oh, my bad. I forgot to mention this one last thing. Listen.
I'll take a few questions. And again, look, summary. One more thing I forgot to mention that I want to clear up that came out early on. It was reported that a school district police officer confronted the suspect that was making entry. Not accurate. He walked in unobstructed initially. So from the grandmother's house to the bar ditch to the school, into the school, he was not confronted by anybody. To clear the record on that.
So why was he not even confronted by anybody? Okay, so there's nobody at the door, but wait, it gets even worse.
4 minutes later.
Now listen to this. Remember, I just told you in the first segment, they got there. He showed up at 11:40 a.m. The cop showed up at 11:44 a.m. They took some fire, and then they basically retreated, and nobody went back in. It was a specific Border Patrol officer that went in about an hour later, he says. Now, listen to how he frames it, because he's like, wait a second, that didn't sound very good. Now listen to how he frames what took place.
Enforcement are coming in to solve this problem. Step by.
Let me just back this up for 1 second so you can hear him clearly.
4 minutes later, law enforcement are coming in to solve this problem.
4 minutes later, law enforcement's coming in to solve this problem. That's not what he just said a few minutes ago.
Step by. So, just want to clear that up. That's very important. And again, this will happen as we move forward. So, thank you. I'll take a few questions. So right now, during the investigation, it appears it was unlocked. So we're going to look at that and try to corroborate that as best as we can.
How did he get into school? Well, right now, it appears that it was unlocked. We're going to corroborate that, but it appears that the door in the back of the school just happened to be unlocked. Do you want me to play Senator Chris Murphy's speech from the Senate floor the day that this shooting took place, and how he's begging people to take action against guns when law enforcement didn't go in for an hour and the back door was locked or unlocked, excuse me?
I do that. Hey, please, one at a time, and we'll address as many questions as we can. So let me finish this question. One at a time. Announce your name. Announce your network. Okay. Be respectful.
It's hard to hear the question, so I'm going to apologize up front for that. I just want to play this. You've got full context, and you can hear the responses and reactions.
So, Josh, thank you for the question. So right now, it appears it was unlocked. Like I said, it goes back to the investigation. It takes time. We will find out as much as we can why it was unlocked, or maybe it was locked. But right now, it appears it was unlocked. So thank you. Yes, sir.
You say at one point when he was inside here, among the things you were attempting negotiation, was he responding to negotiation at that particular time when the continued gunfire?
So during that time, right now, according to the information we have, the majority of the gunfire was in the beginning. In the beginning. I'd say numerous, more than 25. I mean, it was a lot of gunfire in the beginning. During the negotiations, there wasn't much gunfire, other than trying to keep the officers at bay. But that could change depending once we analyze the video. But right now, according to the information, he did not respond.
So most of the rounds fired early on. They're in the negotiation process. Isn't there some tactic that you can go in through this guy walked in through the back door, go through some other door, window, whatever, and take him out? Again, I've never been trained in law enforcement, but when you hear the fact that they didn't just rush, and I'm sure there's a good reason for it, we will find out, but roughly an hour outside, hard to sit with that knowing that you've lost 19 second, third, and fourth graders. Want to play one more clip for you here. Somebody did bring up in the press, and again, it's a little bit hard to hear the questions just the way the mics are set up, but somebody did bring up the idea, but hey, wait a second, is there any veracity to the fact that parents were trying to go in, save their kids, law enforcement were preventing them from doing that? That's essentially the question here. I just want to play this for you and his response. I shared with you earlier what the Wall Street Journal is reporting. We all know there's fake news out there, but that's what the Wall Street Journal is reporting. Here's how this gentleman for Texas law enforcement responds.
Is it accurate that eyewitnesses and potentially parents of the students were urging the police to go in while you were waiting for a tactical SWAT team, even that some parents were asking to borrow police armor so they could make a counter-assault on the...
So parents are even asking for police armor so they could make some sort of counter-assault. Here's his response.
I have heard that information, but we have not verified that yet. So we have not verified is that a true statement or not, or is it just rumor out there? So you got to understand, we're getting a lot of information we're trying to track down and see what is true. We want to vet it. That's all I have for questions. Thank you so much.
And that's the last one he took. We have not verified yet whether it's true or not that parents are outside saying, why aren't you going in? Do something. Go save my kids. Give me your protective. I will go run in there. And to be fair, again, they've got a lot going on. And I would play for you the video of the parents outside. Unfortunately, unless Spencer, you've got a super fast, trigger finger here and you can block things out as people are dropping F-bombs and things of that nature, because I can't play it for you. A friend of mine sent it to me. I saw it on another website as well. You can find it out there where there's parents literally standing outside the school, yelling and screaming at law enforcement going, do something, please do something. They're trying to get around the law enforcement to get into the school and do what they can to try to go save their son or daughter. It's a lot to digest. And I just thought it was really, really important that you had a chance to hear that, to give you some more context about the conversations that are going to be playing out over the next however many days here, right? There's going to be a big conversation about gun control, and I just think it's important. Hey, look, if there's things that show that gun control could have saved these lives, we will have that conversation. We will add that context to the conversation. But I think it's important to know that you had law enforcement outside there and for roughly an hour until somebody showed up from the Border Patrol and went in with the order to shoot and kill. All right, stick around. When we come back, he is running for Fargo Park Board. We'll find out why coming up right after this.
Partly cloudy for this evening with a slight chance for an isolated shower tonight. Otherwise, skies remain partly cloudy to mostly clear across the area. We'll drop down to a low near 50 degrees with a south wind around 5 to 10. The wind does pick up a touch for your Friday around 5 to 15 out of the south. We'll have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds late in the day. High temperature near 80 with a chance for some scattered showers overnight. From the Skywatch Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Justin Storm.
Vivig Oil would like to say thank you to our men and women in uniform, past, present, and future. May God bless you.
It is the soldier, not the minister, who has given us freedom of religion. It is the soldier, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press. It is the soldier, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campus organizer, who has given us freedom to protest. It is the soldier, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the soldier, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. It is the soldier who salutes the flag, who serves beneath the flag, and whose coffin is draped by the flag, who allows the protester to burn the flag.
This week and always, we salute our veterans from Fivic Oil and Propane, serving our community with pride and pleasure since 1960. Online at fivicoil.com.
Your smartphone? It's a lifeline to the outside world, and these days, a direct line to your bank account. At Starion Bank, we see the importance in helping you find balance, helping you get it all done, safely, easily. We want you to be able to safely deposit checks from your mobile device and easily move money to another person, open an account, order a new debit card, and set up account alerts no matter where your life takes you. What are you waiting for? The possibilities are endless. StarionBank.com. Explore banking here. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Jordan Cook, president of Border Bank in Fargo. Please join us for the grand opening of our second location on Wednesday, June 15th from 2 to 5 p.m. Border Bank's newest branch is located on 32nd Avenue, across the street from Essentia Health. Come celebrate with us and enjoy refreshments, sweet treats, giveaways, and grand prizes. That's June 15th from 2 to 5 with the ribbon cutting at 3. We're Border Bank. Customer first, community focused, member FDIC.
Your kid is coming back from college. Yay! What about all their stuff? Don't clutter up your garage. Store it for the summer at 5 Star Storage. With 12 convenient locations in the FM area, including North Moorhead, and locations in Bismarck, Sioux Falls, Grand Forks, and the Twin Cities, 5 Star has short and long-term storage so students don't have to haul everything back home. 5 Star has climate-controlled storage, gated access, fencing, and security cameras at most locations. Rent your space online today at 5starstorage.biz.
With warmer weather around the corner, now is the time to get your place ready for summer, and Broughton Cabinets is here to help. Broughton Cabinets has a dedicated team of full-time designers with over 40 years experience. Whether you're building your dream home or remodeling and need to update your cabinets, no matter the design or budget, Broughton Cabinets will make your vision a reality, all while keeping your family in mind. Stop by our showroom on the I-29 frontage road next to Fleet Farm or visit online at BroughtonCabinets.com.
Fix it forward auto care. The name you trust for car repair.
When your car breaks down, it can be a huge inconvenience. Our team at Fix It Forward understands that the longer you have to wait, the more difficult it can be. That's why we promise to get you in fast with after-hours key drop, free loaner cars with repairs, and text quotes. Just approve your repair with a touch of a button and pick up when ready. Fix It Forward Auto Care, the name you trust for car repair.
Fix it forward auto care.
Welcome back to the Chris Berg Show, your daily dose of truth to help set you free. Hopefully, we are helping free your mind today, as I know there's a lot of stress and anxiety, just depression flying around with everything that's been going across our nation. We can go on and on down the list. And so hopefully when you get a chance to hear what we like to call our daily dose of truth, right? We're like your one-a-day vitamin of truth to help just let your mind go, okay, you know what? I'm going to see this as best I can through a truthful and honest lens, and hopefully that will help. Also, if you need some help to maybe combat some anxiety, some depression, it's been a long winter. Thank God for days like today. Just want to invite you and remind you, Sarasota Fargo, they sponsor our live stream every single day. So actually, if you just go to chrisbergshow.com, you can watch the show there every single day. And also, what they've got, it's like a brain training. It is really a fantastic and phenomenal tool where if you're just feeling kind of stuck, not yourself, not getting a good night's sleep, it's a free consultation. What they use is sound waves, completely non-intrusive, and yet very, very powerful to help you become a better version of you. So I'm going to give you the phone number for you so you can call there and get a free consult. It's very easy to do. You just dial 701-566-5231. Again, 701-566-5231. Many people ask, so Sarah said, like, what is Cereset, Cereset, Cereset of Fargo. You can just Google them as well. Check them out. I think you will appreciate the consultation. All right, joining us in studio. It just seems to be flying by. I mean, June 14th is the election day for a lot of very, very important races locally. So Jim Free is running for Park Board, which is a very important position. And it's great to have you in studio, and welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I think the big question many people probably have is some people may not fully really understand what are the responsibilities of the Fargo Park Boards. If you want to just maybe touch on that, and also why did you say, you know what, it's time for me to go run for Park Board?
Sure. Well, maybe first I'll start off with just explain where I came from and what I did. I went to school in Wahpeton, graduated in 1975 in refrigeration and heating, air conditioning technology classes. And I got a job at the Rugby Hospital in Rugby, North Dakota. Well, first of all, I was born and raised in Goodrich, North Dakota. And then I went to school. And then we went to Rugby, and I was there for 28 years at the hospital. And in Rugby, I was on the fire department, served as the school board there and the school board president for a number of years. And also, I think for about 6 years, I was the municipal court judge there, actually. So I have some experience in dealing with people. And in 2006, my wife was looking in the paper and found an opening in Fargo schools. They were looking for a director of maintenance. And she said, Jim, that's what you do. And I said, well, yeah, I do, So I looked through the job description, and make a long story short, I was hired in 2006 to be the director of maintenance for Fargo schools. It's a big district, bigger than the Rugby Hospital, of course. Ended up when I left there, we were about 3 million square feet that we take care of, roofs and floors and carpet and cleaning and all those things. So anyway, worked really closely with the Park District, and I really liked what I saw. And we do a lot of sharing with the Park District. We work very well with them as far as the school district when I was there. For example, we share locker rooms and swimming. We don't need them in the summertime, but they do. So why not share those spaces rather than each one make their own locker rooms and duplicate that?
Mm-hmm.
The taxpayer wins all the time on that. So we really took that to heart, and we worked with that with a lot of good leadership of a lot of good people. So that was my first taste with the Park District. Anyway, and then 2 years ago, I wanted to run. And my mother owns a golf course in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and we needed to get that sold. She's 85 at the time, and she just couldn't run the business anymore, and I wasn't going to move down there to run it. So I said, well, Mom, I'll help you sell the golf course. So I spent about a year down there, did some work down there. And anyway, make a long story short, we got the golf course sold, and she's unfortunately in a nursing home now, but I just didn't have time. I could not commit 2 years ago to run. So I thought I'd run this time. So
you kind of laid out why, but what's your driving, you get done with your term, let's say, and for you to feel like you've had a successful tenure at the Fargo Park District, what would need to happen?
Yeah. Well, in working with the Park District, I noticed that they do not have a very good master plan for equipment replacement, asset replacement. And I did that at the school district. I thought very well. We had a 10-year plan, and we'd follow that. It really wasn't always the end to everything in the budget, but it was a roadmap. It was a guide so that we knew that, we have $400,000 worth of roof repair this year, or boiler replacements, or all those things that sneak up on you. And the Park District didn't have that really down in a written schedule. So I thought, I think that would be a very good thing to do.
So that's part of the CapEx plan there. So they don't really have a CapEx plan at the Fargo Park District.
Well, they have one, but it's not officially written down. And I mean, they could do a good year for a year out or two, but you need to be really planned way out. So you have that roadmap to go, because a parking lot like the size of North High, half that the Park District has, probably $400,000 to replace. So that's a big ticket item, So if you don't have that money in your capital assets to replace that could be a problem for you. So, and then with that too, I'd like to really work on the staffing. I have a sense that we had this job creep where we have a lot of properties we added, and I don't know if we have the right number of people to take care of mowing all the grass. And I know some of it's seasonal, and we're short seasonal workers too, like everybody. So whether that can be solved or not, but face it, if we don't have those people, we don't have lifeguards, pretty hard to give lessons. So we need to have those really key places filled. And so anyway, that would be probably my 1 and 2 priorities that I'd probably work on closely together with
I want to
people.
go back to the CapEx thing in a moment, but let's talk about the lifeguard thing, because here we are heading into the summer. School is about to wrap up. And I know last year they had a lot of issues finding lifeguards. By the way, if you're just joining us, Jim Free, he is running for Fargo Park Board, and that vote is coming up here on June 14th. Like, that is just right around the corner, folks. So you want to get yourself prepared and ready. But are we okay this summer for lifeguards? And if not, what would you do?
What
to
I've
change
heard,
that?
I think they're getting close to getting what they need to do that. Some of them they might actually put some extra on, and maybe they have some other activities to keep them full time rather than just part time, just to make sure that they would get a full time hours. So, and it's all over the board. I think there's people that only want to work 20 hours and people that want to work 60. So it's just a matter of sitting down and meeting their needs too. Then at the administrative level, like one of the great employees of the park district that sort of had my job there, name is Dave Beats. Actually, he does the planning and stuff, but he's so busy in the operational end of it, it's hard to sit down some days and just do some planning. And I think that's maybe something where we can look at maybe as a board level and say, this is important stuff. We need to fund this properly. And not that anybody's doing a bad job. It's just, I think sometimes we're asked to do so much with so little.
Yeah.
So,
you think about what's happening here in Fargo, and there's so many opportunities here now for jobs, and you see a lot of recruiting happening from different communities.
Sure.
And all these people always say, hey, look, it's great to be here. The pay is good, but I want to have more of a community vibe. Like you've got, I always forget what it's called, but the thing in downtown now that's the Park District has, what is that?
By the motel downstairs.
The open area and things. So what kind of things would you propose or want to see take place here to help just make our community a little bit more open air, or what are these people that are moving in here want?
I think like with the Island Park renovation project that's been in the news a lot, I think those are important things to bring up and let the public have the input, and then go ahead and come up with a plan and a written plan so we can follow it and make those improvements. The pool down there is, again, in its last life, and it needs to be repaired or replaced, I guess, is what's going to happen. But I'm proud of the Park District for engaging the public as well as they did. And, the new sports complex south of town here, a $77 million project. I don't know if you know, but that's about the size of Davies High School. If you can picture 260,000 square feet. So, I mean, with that comes heating, snow removal, custodial, all those things that maybe, hopefully everybody thought of that. I'm not part of that picture right now of staffing that, But I mean, somebody has to really have that in their wheelhouse, and that just doesn't happen by itself.
What time are we out in like 30 seconds? Man, Jim Free, running for Fargo Park District. Thank you so much for being here. That flew by. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right. I want to say again, thank you to Red Wing Shoes. If you want to email into the show, please do so. Or call in 701-271-1100, 701-271-1100, or email us studio@chrisbergshow.com. We're going to follow up from our opening monologue with some of your emails and comments and much more coming up right after this.
Save big money in your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Create a beautiful outdoor space with Menards' great selection of landscape blocks. Whether it's an attractive flower bed, a spacious patio, or a functional retaining wall, we have the perfect blocks for your next build. There's no limit to what you can create with 11% off everything at Menards. Good through May 30th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Eide Bailey is one of the top 25 accounting firms in the nation, and here to help you every step of the way, whether you're starting a business, a career, or a new initiative. Eide Bailey is driven to help you take on the now and the next with inspired ideas, solutions, and results. They can help you audit and assurance, business outsourcing and strategy, as well as consulting and taxes. They ensure your business is operating at its optimal level. Eide Bailey. Together, you can navigate a path to success. Connect online at eidebailey.com.
Hello, my name is Blake Hankey, and I am running for district judge. I've been an attorney for 18 years, litigated thousands of cases in a variety of practice areas. I love this community and being involved. I'm a 1994 graduate of Fargo South High School, a youth hockey coach for the Fargo Youth Hockey Association, and the current mayor of Harwood. My family and I would appreciate your vote on June 14th. For more information, please visit hankeyforjudge.com.
Paid for by the committee to elect Blake Hankey.
When my car breaks down, I call Scott at Smith Auto. I've been doing it for over 20 years. I've sent lots of friends of mine there. I don't get the runaround. I get good, honest information about what I need to do to get my car running again. I trust Scott at Smith Auto. Call Scott at 701-281-6031, just like I do. That's 701-281-6031, because I know my car will be back on the road for a fair price every time.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the North Dakota Army National Guard. Aired by the North Dakota Broadcasters Association at this station.
I'm just trying to find where to go. I'm trying to remember the way. I'm trying to get back to my home, but I can't do this on my own. That's why I'm just trusting in you, because I don't know where else to go, and I don't know what else to do.
Just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end. But when you got nobody to turn to, just hold on and I'll find you.
That's what Mama Gomez was saying when she jumped over the cops and ran into the school. Was like, just hold on, I'm going to come find you. Just give me a moment, kiddos. I got you. Mama Gomez, Mama Bear Gomez is coming. Well, the law enforcement did not at that particular moment. Welcome back to the Chris Berg Show, your daily dose of truth to help set you free. Speaking about free, one of the things we actually love to talk about you on the show is becoming financially free. As you can see, the mess that is happening across our economy right now with inflation going way, way, way up very, very rapidly, and the market's going way, way, way down very, very rapidly. One thing it's good to know is just what are your options? What are some places to deploy some capital? Again, this is not financial advice, and I would encourage you to check out Patrick Riley. He's the CEO of Reaper Financial. You can find out more at thereaper.io. Again, that is the Reaper, REAPER.io. It is Patrick Riley's token. Patrick's the brother of Sean Riley, the Chief Technology Officer for this great state of North Dakota. And just to put a nice little note out there about Patrick, if you know what this means, Patrick is a white hat. At least as far as I know. I'm going to say it that way. I don't know Patrick really, really well, but he is absolutely a white hat based on what I know. So if you want to give him a shout, you can email him, Patrick at thereaper.io. Again, Patrick at thereaper.io. Thank you for all the great feedback on our Siriset of Fargo live stream, the emails that are coming in as well. So I'm going to do my best to get to as many of these as we can here. And if you want to call into the show, we'd love to hear from you too. The number is 701-271-1100. Again, 701-271-1100. So this is feedback that's coming in. None of this I've had a chance to verify, but always fun to hear from others as well. Janet says, hey, now they're saying that the husband of one of the murdered teachers died of a heart attack, leaving their children orphans. The story gets more and more unbelievable. You can say that again. Here's a text that came in. It says Ramos either went in through an open door or he used a key. Ramos's grandmother worked at Robb Elementary a year or two ago. Ramos could have taken the keys from his grandma. He did say in a social media private messages he was going to shoot up an elementary school, premeditated. One thing I can add, Chris, is that when Salvador Ramos went into the school, he took a right, then a left into a classroom. Law enforcement engaged them. 2 officers got shot. Then they pulled back and waited for a tactical team. Brianna says, hey, the kid was from North Dakota. He shot his grandma, then coincidentally crashed near the Uvalde, I believe, elementary school where he decided to go in. And yes, this is a very interesting point that Ashley was going to talk about today before the press conference took place. And Brianna brings up a very interesting point. So you may or may not be aware of this, but guess what's happening this weekend in Houston, Texas? Guess who's going to be in Houston this weekend? And I don't know if you've seen any articles about this, but it's very interesting to see who's all of a sudden not going to go. So this weekend in Houston, Texas is, which, by the way, who did Biden call out the night of the shooting? The gun lobby, the NRA event, their annual event, big event is taking place in Houston, Texas this weekend. Coincidence? Maybe. Point is, the keynote speaker at the event, President Donald Trump. Ted Cruz is going to be there. Now, there are reports that Texas Governor Greg Abbott was going to be at the NRA event, and because of the shooting, now is a maybe. Also, Texas Senator John Cornyn was scheduled to be at the event. He is now no longer available to make it due to a scheduling conflict, is what his office said, but said it had nothing to do with the shooting in Uvalde. Also, Congressman Crenshaw as well was scheduled to be at the NRA meeting this weekend in Houston, Texas. He no longer is able to attend. Let's see. Janet goes on to say as well, now they're saying, okay, we saw that one. I must be getting a bunch of repeats here. So prisoners have to ask the question, did the shooter know the back door was unlocked? Carrie says, great question. Great question. Marlon asked, where in North Dakota was he from or born? Super producer Chris Larson, do you know that answer? Because I know we've been looking into that and have not been able to hear that. So Sarah says, I heard his grandma was a retired teacher from the same school where he committed this atrocity. And that's exactly what we got a text in about as well. Again, I don't have that personally confirmed, but obviously a lot of people are hearing that as well. And we're still looking into where he was born in North Dakota. If you haven't heard that news, Salvador Ramos was born in North Dakota. Also want to share this with you because we like to talk about it here on the show. I think this is great news. JP Morgan, we all know JP Morgan, major bank, right? Says Bitcoin has got significant upside from here because Bitcoin has obviously been tanking as well. They say it could hit about $38,000. Real estate, not so much. So JP Morgan has now made Bitcoin one of their well-preferred alternative assets, if you will, and they're not putting as much money into real estate because prices are so overinflated. BlackRock, thank you very much. So wanted to let you know that we'll be talking always about finances here on the show in some way, shape, or form. Be sure and join us tomorrow. We will cover the hot news of the day as well as it's Feel Good Friday. Thanks to Giving Hearts Day. Got a special guest coming here in studio. Be sure and join us for that. I love you. This is the Chris Berg Show. Stay free, my friends.